I spent 16 months furiously angry at myself for gaining 20 kilograms. I despised my lack of discipline, and in all that time, the self-hatred didn't burn a single calorie. I wrote in my diary something that I think would be useful to people who, like me, are going through this mindset. I have a massive misconception of guilt. I use guilt as a fake currency. I think that if I hate myself enough for missing the run, or eating the junk food, or completely zoning out during a lecture, it somehow pays the debt of the failure, telling myself that because you feel terrible about it, you still care. But I'm not doing the work. I'm substituting the physical discomfort of actually doing it with the mental discomfort of hating myself. However, I think I found the truth nobody wants to admit. It is significantly easier to sit in my room and despise myself than it is to put my shoes on and go outside. There's a reason why the most profound psychological literature always deals with this trap. I read Crime and Punishment recently, which was an amazing book, and I thoroughly encourage you to read this if you haven't already. The entire novel is basically a study of a man, Raskolnikov, sitting in a claustrophobic room, torturing himself with his own thoughts. He equates his deep, agonizing mental suffering with actual atonement. He thinks that because he is in pain, he is doing something meaningful. That's exactly what I do. I confuse suffering with progress. I think the negative voice in my head, the one calling me lazy or mediocre or a failure, is the voice of discipline. I think I need a drill sergeant to whip me back into shape. But the self-hatred is the ultimate lazy man's emotion. It demands absolutely nothing of me physically. It just keeps me paralyzed. It keeps me in my bedroom. During my physical decline, I got really good at the performance of guilt. I would look in the mirror and hate what I saw. And I would use that hatred as proof that I still had standards. But having standards means you never act on it. It's just arrogance disguised as tragedy. I'm on day 34 of 75 Hard right now. And the biggest shift hasn't been the workouts or the diets. It's been firing that negative voice. When I mess up or when I feel the resistance at 6 a.m., I don't get angry anymore. Anger takes up too much bandwidth. I just note it and move on. I am my own worst enemy. I say this all the time, but I thoroughly mean it. It's hard having such high expectations for yourself and feeling like you never meet them every single day. But as more time is going past where I feel like I am working on myself, them expectations in a weird way kind of come down. I don't know if that makes any sense, but before you start, you think the gap between where you are and where you want to be is so far that you just can't do it. But once you actively start working towards a goal and you see the improvement and you're making that 1% improvement every single day, adding a brick to your wall, getting slowly to where you want to be, in a weird way, that you notice that gap shortening. The thing that changes your mindset is being present in the moment and enjoying the journey. It is the best piece of advice I could give you, because truly, if you don't enjoy the journey and you're your own worst enemy and you tell yourself how unsuccessful you're going to be and how much you hate doing this, you notice that when you start something, the gap never moves. It only moves with you. It never closes. Let's say, for instance, you go to the gym and your goal is to get to a specific weight. And when you get to that specific weight, you realize your problems haven't been solved. I went through that myself. I thought if I got to 75 kg, all my problems would be solved. And I got 75 kg and I got a six pack and I got the body weight I wanted and the body fat percentage I wanted. But when I got there, I realized I was so skinny and I looked depleted and I had no muscle. Then I started comparing myself to these other creators and people online. And then suddenly that goalpost that I'd worked towards had moved, and it really impacted me. It messed me up because I didn't enjoy the journey. I wasn't super thrilled about working out every single day, starving myself basically, cutting my calories to a third of what I used to eat. And because I didn't enjoy it, I was so burnt out that I just couldn't carry it on. And also there was this negative voice in my head that was telling me, you can't keep doing this. We're waiting for you to break. You know you're not this person. You're living a facade right now. You can't keep this up. You're gonna break down eventually. And eventually that voice did get to me and I succumbed to it. But looking back on it, I was so harsh to myself for no reason, because I achieved what I wanted to. And I should be more proud of the fact that I got to where I wanted to be. So I hope you achieve something from watching this video. And if I'm gonna leave you with anything, is the fact that be kinder to yourself. That voice in your head isn't going to go away, but letting them thoughts become actions is the biggest area you can do. I know it's easier said than done, but if you're improving 1% every single day, I promise you, that voice slowly gets quieter and quieter to where it's just a low murmur. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching.